Just wanted to share some bits and pieces of our mini farm that we've got going on. And so I'm going to start with our outdoor chick brooder. So these guys were just added to the outdoor chick brooder today. So it is all fresh and spiffy and beautiful, and it does not look like this on a daily basis, although I do make every effort to keep it nice and clean and tidy for them. But they're chicks and they're pigs and they're gross, and if you raise chickens, you understand. So the construction of this fabulous monstrosity here, mostly pallets. I went way MacGyver redneck on this. This was a very quickly thrown together, and it has lasted for a ridiculous amount of time so far. I stood these pallets on end. I attached them securely to one another with baling twine, every farmer's best friend. And I stapled a bunch of these mesh scraps that I had. They're 1 inch by 1/2 inch. So where the boards are close enough together, I didn't really bother except down right at the bottom. But let me turn around here so you can see where there were wider spaces through the boards. I went ahead and stapled in some of this wire mesh much higher up so that it's reasonably predator proof and stable, and has worked successfully with keeping one batch of these little critters in, and hopefully will continue to do so. I'll actually go in there so you guys can see. But for the door itself, I have it's about a 2 foot wide and 3.5 foot tall section of this wire, and all it is clipped down at the bottom with one of these handy little clippies, about $1.50 brand new at the farm and feed store. You can also get them at hardware stores, probably cheaper than that. So the bottom foot or so is mesh that just stays there. It's locked into place, and that keeps the chicks from running out. And I am very awkwardly trying to cut it in or go out. So we have their water dish, and it's just sitting on top of an upturned dog food dish. Nice sturdy little platform for them so that they have a harder time kicking the pine shavings and so forth into it. Same concept with their feeder. It's underneath the tarp section of the roof. The water, obviously it doesn't matter if it gets rained on. The food, I mean, pretty much no-brainer. You want to keep that dry, you want to keep it safe and secure. So that's more toward the back. I put a branch in here for them to perch on if they chose to. So far nobody has used it. We've got a heat lamp in there for them, and so they'll gradually get weaned off of that, but they still have some of their baby fluff, so that's pretty much going to be on 24/7 for them at first. And they're all huddled up in the back corner right now because I'm scaring the bejesus out of them. So there's 7 chicks in here right now. Some of them were hatched out from my incubator experiment. This little guy right here is one of the high flyer. This guy right here, this little gray guy, he's one of the ones that was hatched out from our flock. So he's half Americana, and I have no idea who laid that egg, so I'm not sure who Mama is. So hopefully I'll be able to tell better as he gets bigger. He or she, hoping for a she. There's a black copper Marans there, that darker one. That was one of the chicks that hatched out. And then there's a couple other varieties back there, including my trio of Bielefelders. And only one of those, the littler of the hens, was one that was hatched out from our incubator. Anyhow, back on topic. So we've got a gap kind of at the back. So the tarp isn't pressed directly against the roof, so there's a little bit of airflow there, but that's underneath the eave of the house, so I don't have to worry about rain coming in from there. And back up a little bit. I put in a large section of wire up at the top as a Sorry for the crazy screen for just a second here. I gotta lock the door for them. Anyway, this section of rolled wire, basically, it's starting to sag. I need to reinforce it, but it's just very simple. Bring this down. I'm trying to do this with my left hand. There we go. So just another simple clip. Yes, there's gaps. Yes, if a predator really wanted to get in there, it could, but it's right up against the house, so for the most part, things are going to leave it alone. So it needs a little bit of reinforcement, but this has been a really sturdy, nice, temporary outdoor brooder for them. And you can see I've just twined sections of these pallets together, and that would be my handiwork. Gorgeous, right? So there is the glorious outdoor chick brooder. Ugly as sin, but very functional. Thanks for watching.